Hey, welcome to our channel. We will be discussing the intermediate yoga sequence for balancing the earth and space element by Tummee.com, a yoga sequencing app for yoga teachers. Did you know balancing of chakras is about activating one chakra and cooling the other? Let us know more about it. Every chakra is related to one element. Earth element is connected with the Muladhara chakra and is about bringing a sense of grounding in the student's personality, along with making the person more focused and balanced as a person. Space element is connected with the Vishuddha chakra, and activation of the same makes the person more confident, clear with speech, and expressive. In this sequence, we plan to activate both the chakras so that activated Muladhara chakra centers the student and the activated Vishuddha chakra expresses the student. This is best for students who are constantly cluttered with overthinking and fail to express what they feel. We have introduced grounding poses to different supine, spine supported poses and balancing poses, and a set of poses that involve the Jalandhar Bandha. It's a vinyasa class, and in such classes, usually we begin the sequence with Surya Namaskar. But we have started the sequence with grounding poses. But why? We wanted to build on the energies and allow flow of prana to progressively increase. The sequence is divided into three parts. Part 1, supine and seated poses for the earth element until this pose. Part 2, standing poses for the earth element and for the space element, that is until this pose. Part 3, poses for space element and the counter poses. We start with the focus being Muladhara Chakra with Shavasana variation, where the entire body is in connect with the ground and the student's awareness is towards breathing through Ujjayi Pranayama and the base. We are trying to slowly get the student focused to the class. Next, we start the cycling pose with bent knee, where the core is engaged, activating the Manipura Chakra. As we mentioned in our chakra videos, when activating one chakra, you get the other chakra activated as well. This pose also prepares for the eagle pose further in the sequence. The lower body is engaged for the Muladhara chakra to activate. This is followed by supine windshield pose with the thighs, knees, hips getting the stretch for further intense poses in the class and also taking the awareness of students to the Muladhara chakra. Next, students do Supta Ardha Gomu Kasana, creating an interlock in the hips, followed by stretching the same leg out for Supta Padangushtasana. The flow from internal to external rotation of hips will allow more blood circulation to the pelvic region, activating the Muladhara chakra and massaging the tailbone to activate the same. After which, students do Suchirandrasana, giving a stretch to the glutes and hamstrings. The stretch in these hip flexors are connected with the Muladhara chakra activation. So next time when you create a sequence on this theme, this point will help you choose such poses. Next, students do Supta Matsyendasana followed by Supta Gomukasana. Both these poses have interlocking of the hips, but in the first pose, there is a stretch to the hips and glutes, taking the awareness to the spine. And the second pose, students have their spine in contact with the ground, and by lifting the legs off the ground, their entire back can relax, which makes the student feel calm and relaxed. It's the poses in which students get to relax, where students get too clouded with emotional or dark thoughts. And this is the time we as teachers guide their thoughts. Next, do all these asymmetrical poses on the other side of the body. And though we know that there has to be equal awareness, balance stretched on both sides. But in chakra classes, this is an important key aspect. We now head to seated grounding poses, starting with bound angle pose, where the sit bones are grounded, while the hip opening helps in activation of the Muladhara chakra even more. From here onwards, after activating the root chakra, we are focusing on grounding the chakra. This is followed by the deer pose, internal external rotation of hips, twist to the spine, allowing flow of prana. Notice the type of poses we have selected: hip opening, grounding of the sit bones, and spine focused. Next, students do Agni Stambhasana. The hips are centered, but the straight spine allows the flow of energy to the chakras. Students first do Ardha Gomukasana variation, followed by Gomu Kasana variation. In both these poses, the focus is the hips and breathing. In this pose, there is slight activation of the Vishuddha chakra, and we will explain that in the next video. Again, all the asymmetrical poses are performed on the other side of the body with balanced awareness. We started on a gentle note with supine poses with full awareness to the flow of prana for activating the Muladhara chakra, and then seated poses for grounding the Muladhara chakra. Next, we will see how the flow progresses to standing balancing poses. So head to the next part by clicking on the end card. Thank you and stay tuned.